Hi there, back with another video review, and here we have the 1/18 scale Audi R8 V10 Plus made by Maisto. So it's been a while since I last uploaded a video, and I apologize for that. Well, the reason being, mainly due to work commitments. And let's just focus on the model itself. So this is actually the exclusive edition, not the premier, or as I'd like to call it, the basic line. The main difference being that it does come with door windows, but of course there are other features on this exclusive edition compared to the basic or the premier version. So without wasting any more time, let's just start the review from the side. Well, I don't know why I actually placed it back in front there. Anyway, so yeah, as I've mentioned earlier, it does come with door windows, and I'm just going to bring it closer to show you guys the other features that sets this exclusive version apart from the premier or the basic line. So with the V10 badging over here, it's actually it has a 3D effect to it. It's a separate part that they've actually glued onto the body, and they've placed it very nicely. Not only for the V10 Plus badging, even with the Audi logo as well as the badge, which I will show later on. You know, those parts are separate parts, and has the 3D effect. Anyway, just showing you guys just behind the doors, so you do get some nice carbon texturing over here. And in case you're wondering what's the difference between the Audi R8 V10 Plus compared to the first generation R8, the main difference would be the carbon panel over here. So with the first generation Audi R8, the carbon panel is actually one full piece, rather than the this one over here, which is split into two. And moving on to the front. So on the front, as I've mentioned earlier, similar to the V10 badge, the Audi logo over here, it's also a separate part that's mounted onto the body, in this case onto the front hood. And then as we take a look at the front grills, so unfortunately these do not have holes to it, so it doesn't go all the way through. But the details on the grills or the mesh is not bad. And then as we take a look at the headlamp, well, the details are okay. There are not a lot of details inside, actually, to be frank. And then coming to the other side, so no complaints here. And the shut lines on this model are done very nicely as well. As you can see, there's not a huge gap in between the door with the the rest of the body. So you also get the fuel cap. And now let's move on to the back. Now, I'm sorry about the glare. Just try and put my hands to block the sunlight. So, everything here, as I've mentioned, with the V10 badging as well as the Audi logo, these are all, it does have the 3D effect to it, so that's very nice. So I'm just going to bring it closer to show you guys the effect. So with the grills at the back, it's the same thing with the front, so there are no holes to it. But I quite like the number plate because it actually, I mean, what Maisto has actually done is given it sort of a matte paint to differentiate the color for the number plate against the body. Just a bit of a scratch on the R8 V10 Plus number plate, but that's just a minor nitpick. And then just focusing on the tail lamps. So the details are pretty nice. And well, a plus point is there are no visible pegs. And then I'm just gonna lift it up a little bit. So with the spoiler, it also comes with the carbon texture effect, which is nicely done. And then the engine cover does have some nice stripes to it. And now let's focus on the wheels. So with the wheels, well, they spin and spin very smoothly, and well, as you can see, it the brake disc inside actually moves along with the wheels, and it goes through the brake calipers, which actually comes with two calipers right here at the back. So one is on the left hand side, and then there's another tiny one on the right. So pretty cool for Maisto to you know, put in the effort to replicate the real thing. And then moving on to the front wheels, so it's the same thing. Well, I mean, the difference between the front wheel and the back is that with the front, it only comes with one caliper, which is on the right hand side over there. And you can turn the front wheels left and right. Oh, just to cover, and I missed out on highlighting that the side windows, sorry, the side mirrors also come with the carbon texturing on the outer side. And now let's move on to the opening features. So with the front hood, it does open like so. And well, just a word of caution, you know, when I lift up the front hood, it does sort of scrape or scratch against the front headlamp. So what I've got to do is actually push the hood backwards a little bit and then lift it up. So I mean, just take note of that. It's kind of fragile. And well, with the front hood, I've actually seen other YouTube videos where they were able to lift up the hood all the way up, sort of at a 90-degree angle. But for some reason, the one that I have, you know, I can't really lift it up as much. So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. And well, it doesn't stay open. So I've got to place my fingers in there and just tilt the model to show you guys how it looks like inside. So it does come with a storage compartment, and well, I think you can also tell that it does have a different tone compared to the other parts or the outer section of the hood. I mean the inner part of the hood. And the reason for that is that Maisto is actually given this inner part sort of a soft plastic. It's not, well, I mean, it doesn't come with any velvet carpeting material whatsoever, but you know, really good effort for Maisto to placing the softer plastic inside, giving it that carpeting feel. Then I'm just gonna place it back in, and well, with the doors, it also opens. And well, what I want to do is just place my fingers in there to open the doors. Actually, with the exclusive Maisto models, they do provide sort of a plastic stick for you to you know, just place it in there and open up. But well, I kind of trust my fingers more. So let's take a look inside. So the details on the dashboard, even with the steering wheel, is very, very nicely done. I mean, even with the the foot carpet. It has the same texture as the one on the front hood. And the seats comes with a couple of different colors, so it doesn't look very plasticky. And also with the doors, you get quite a fair bit of details to it. So very nice. So I'm just gonna turn this to the other side to show you guys the interior from another angle. And the other opening feature is the engine cover, which is this part right here. So it's not that difficult to open. And well, I mean, talking about the engine cover, you know, the shot lines, I mean, yeah, there is a little bit of a gap, but not, well, I would say that it's not very huge. And this is actually much better than the Burago Signature 488 GTB, which I reviewed in one of my earlier videos. So I'm just going to bring it back in to show you guys that you know, the shot lines over here is a lot bigger compared to the one done by Maisto for its exclusive model. I mean, well, if you're asking why am I comparing the Maisto exclusive with the Burago Signature, well, the fact is both Maisto and Burago are owned by the same company, which is called Maisto Group. So in a way, I would say that the team at Maisto has actually done a much better job than the team at Burago. Anyway, just to go back to the engine. So taking a look at the engine itself, you know, even with the Audi logos on the engine, it does come with the 3D effect as well. So that's very, very nice. Similarly with the V10 R8 badging over here. So enough with the opening features, and let's move on to the base. And then here is the top profile. Well then, overall, you know, I am impressed with the work done by Maisto on this Audi R8 V10 Plus. And yes, I mean, definitely with the exclusive model, I mean, similar with the Burago Signature, these are more expensive compared to the Premier or the basic line. But you know, is it worth paying that higher price to get a model with this kind of quality? Yeah, I would say yes. And I mean, it's a lot cheaper compared to you know, other model manufacturers like Autoart or Kyosho. I mean, granted, they do have sort of you know, the velvet carpeting material, but you know, for the price point with the Maisto exclusive model, you know, I think it's pretty reasonable. And oh, before I end the video, I do want to highlight that you know, with the Audi badge, the logo, you know, all around this model, it's safer not to use microfiber cloth if you're planning on cleaning the model. I'd recommend using a cotton wool or cotton bud just to touch up on the areas, because you know, on well, I actually did a video on this Burago Signature Ferrari 488 GTB, and in that video I mentioned that, you know, the reason for the logo ending up like this, looking like this, is because when I you know, use the microfiber cloth to wipe the back part, the logo actually came off because it's just held on by a glue. So that's the reason why I mentioned for the, whether it's the Maisto exclusive or the Burago signature, use a cotton wool or cotton bud to touch up on the surrounding areas. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.